Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1675 of our daily content grind. I've had so many shoutouts to do, I forgot that it's been that long. I didn't realize we were this close to 1700, so I guess I need to figure out what that's going to be around May. But that is for TJ to figure out later. TJ right now needs to talk news roundup because I was honestly a little bit worried about this week's news roundup. It seemed like it was a very light week of Transformer news outside of the leaks, which we already talked about. And then Hasbro decided to gift me content. So we're going to talk about all the new reveals that happened today and then go into anything you might have missed over the week. And it starts with Age of the Primes, Commander Class Armada Jetfire. Was it just me that thought this was the same toy at first glance? Because, admittedly, I first saw this, turning on my phone for the first time today. So maybe it was the small screen. But yeah, my first thought was immediately what's different? It's what did they change? I guess in my head, I really wanted to believe that, 25 years of extra engineering know-how would have actually allowed them to refine this design a little bit, maybe make him a little bit more animation accurate and not so wide and dumpy in design. And that's not the case here. He basically looks the same way he has always looked. If we go into other photos, yeah, see, that's a pretty good show right there. Yeah, it just kind of looks like Armada Jetfire's toys have always looked. So if it looks fine for what that is, okay? So if we're looking toy accurate, that's fine. Man, it's just, I really wanted to get that, animation accurate. Look on the box. Look how cool he looks on the box. I just really wanted it to be that animation accurate, Which, I don't know. I guess I was kidding myself. Because I knew this would have to become a pair of legs. So obviously it's not going to be that different. But still, one thing I'm noticing here, well, there's a few things to notice. Number one, I think it is cool that it comes with the Space Minicon team. Okay, so we got a full Minicon team out. They still form the Requiem Blaster. That's actually kind of a neat inclusion. It makes sense to include with Jetfire. Where is Commodore? Where is his actual Minicon? What, you're telling me you could budget 3 Minicons, but you could not budget his own. At this point, I have to believe the omission of the partner Minicons from all these new Armada toys is 100% intentional. There's no reason a $200 Titan like Cybertron Metroplex could not include his Minicon. There is no reason why this toy that had space for 3 Minicons that are only tangentially related didn't have room to put in his actual partner Minicon instead. I think with the leg transformation being part of the budget, we would have completely forgiven this to just be Armada Jetfire plus Commodore, right? I don't think I'm alone in that sentiment. I would have rather had Commodore than these 3 Minicons, because these 3 Minicons are okay-ish, and then they don't quite look as good as they did before because they've been budgeted down so much. But whatever. I do think it is still a neat set. I do like the overall theme you're gonna get. I like the vibe. I like the overall package. We'll put it that way. I'm really curious how this guy transforms, because the original Jetfire, again, didn't look all that different from this one, and it transformed in 11 steps. This one is 41 steps, and I'm wondering if that includes the Minicons. It shouldn't, because the icon is solely focused on Jetfire, but it does make me curious. Just how is this thing more complicated? I'll also note, this one doesn't look like it opens up in the middle like the original one did. So This might actually have gained complexity and lost function. But we will see. I am sure now that it is officially revealed, Mark Marr will be on his Instagram relatively soon to show us how it looks as a pair of legs. We know Hasbro doesn't like showing requirements on the box that for things that require extra toys. But we do see on the side of the box that they do include the Jet Optimus combination. So yes, that has not been taken out. It can absolutely still do that. So that's the thoughts on Jetfire. Wish the proportions looked better, but it looks fine. It looks fine. How about a new series of Studio Series toys? Brand new wave just announced, so we start on with Thundercracker, who we kind of already saw before. So this one's not a big surprise. He still looks fine in official imagery. He's doing his Thundercracker thing. It's not a big deal. We know this one. We've seen this one. There's a ton of stock photos now. But now we're getting into the new stuff. Studio Series Transformers 1 Soundwave coming in as a deluxe class figure. It's exceptionally clean in the robot mode. And then there's the vehicle mode. Okay, I didn't think the vehicle mode would come up in slides that fast. Why did we have so many for Thundercracker and we only had 4 for... Oh my god, I don't get this. I thought his box would be a little bit bigger. Because, like, that's such a difference in how he looks compared to usual Soundwaves. Is just he's this gigantic box chest. I guess that's about as big as they were comfortable making it. And it looks fine. You know, it looks like one Soundwave. I'm not expecting anything major other than that. It's fine. The vehicle mode is rough. Now, I feel like I might be one of the only people who had no issue whatsoever with the previous spaceship Soundwaves. I didn't mind, like, the Siege Blockade Runner look. I didn't mind the Bumblebee movie, like, alien spaceship looking thing. I didn't mind those looks. You know, given what they had to work with, I really felt like that was okay. I could handle that. But man, this one just looks rough. This one looks really rough. I really think I would have preferred Soundwave and then thusly Shockwave as maybe just deluxe pluses in the Voyager class if it meant avoiding something like that. That's messy. That's messy. Like, I don't like the huge gaps in the center of it. That's weird. I do not like that at all. Oh, that's disappointing. Look how cool the ship mode looks on the box, and then you give us that. I don't know. What is it about deluxe Soundwaves that can't seem to give us a good alt mode transformation? Like all the Revenge of the Fallen Soundwaves have the exact same problem. Well. So there's a repack of Scourge on the way. When this was rumored, I think the hope was that this would be retooled so parts would be a little bit more movie accurate, like the head. Nope, they did not do that. It's just a rerun of the original figure, so you're still going to have to buy a whole bunch of upgrade parts to get them looking really good. Sorry. Brand new Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. Okay, this I think is the one that in previous listings everyone was excited for because this one is a really, really big fan favorite design. But I think this one is missing the point of why the original was a fan favorite. It's not just because it's Movie Prime becoming a flat-nosed semi-truck like G1. It's because the original was so incredibly well designed. You had a box truck that turned into one of the most movie-accurate like shapes of Optimus Prime we had at the time. And it was doing it in a really clever, clean fashion. So the truck mode looks fine. I do like how they've made all the wear and tear look. That looks really cool. I'm glad it's not all just painted. Like he is sculpted to look like he has been through hell. That's all well and good. I mean, I'm fine with that. It's the level of kibble going on in the robot mode. Keep in mind, the original toy from Age of Extinction did not need a panel backpack in order to accomplish its transformation. It did not need the doors to hang off the arms to accomplish that transformation. So whatever they've done, they've tried to reinvent the wheel, and it failed. Like, you're trying to reinvent a perfect design. Like, literally that Evasion Optimus Prime, especially the legendary version that Takara did, there's zero things wrong with that design. That is about as perfect translation of that you could have possibly asked for. This is flawed. This is flawed. And it's unfortunate because it didn't have to be. And I don't understand why it is. It's confusing me, is what it's doing. Oh well. Oh well. 27 steps. All right. All right. We'll see how it is. Maybe it plays better. You know, maybe the transformation feel is really good on it. I don't know. I'll give it a benefit of the doubt there, but I'm telling you, like, it don't look like it came out as good as the original one did. And then we have an Age of Extinction Bumblebee. This is when they tried to reinvent the overall look. Bumblebee is a lot different in vehicle mode in that his hood has actual, like, air vents now. That's about it, really. That's about it, really. And then we get the robot mode where, yeah, he had that weird, like, Doc Ock look to where, like, they wanted the wheels hanging off his back for some reason. But you talk about how like, the Evasion Optimus looks messier. Look at this one. Look at Bumblebee here. Obviously, the way his chest is designed, that was never going to be a real Camaro front end. They were always going to have to cheat this in order to make it look accurate. What happened in the legs? So we've gone from all of the vehicle kibble needs to be a backpack to all the vehicle kibble needs to be in the legs. And admittedly, Hasbro has done a lot more with using the legs to hide transformation parts for a long time now. And sometimes, like 86 Megatron, it comes up absolutely great. This is a mess. Oh my god, it just crammed together parts with that little panel of his knee just like covering it up, desperately trying to convince you that this is a functioning leg. This is messy. Admittedly, if you want the movie accurate design, it was going to be messy. There's no way to do that without a bunch of kibble because, again, as always, ILM doesn't really care if it's possible to turn into a working robot. But again, I swear this looked better the first time we did it during Age of Extinction's toy line. So what happened here? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. This one looks messier than the Prime. I don't know about this one. I do not know about that one. That one's rough. That one's rough. I'm not happy with how that one turned out. Ah well. Ah well. Okay, so those are your new reveals, and now let's see how quickly we can speed through this so this doesn't end up being a 3 hour. That would be ridiculous. 30-minute news recap I want to avoid. So we have 2 big reissues in the works from Hasbro. These are listings out of China's Taobao platform, and the first one indicates that we are getting green light. This was the Amazon exclusive that made it so hard to get Elita Infinite together. This one was incredibly hard to get, and if you missed out on it, Aftermarket wanted $300-400 for her. She is incredibly expensive on eBay right now. But so a reissue, completely cool with. I understand this reissue more than I did like the G2 Sideswipe set. This one, people actually demanded. This one actually makes sense because there's such a huge demand for it. If they do Lancer, I might dig my old bots out of storage and actually put together Elita Infinite. But this is one of those where, like, I really wish they'd announced Lancer at the same time so we know that we can complete, like, the rarities of that set. Reissue the Seacons while you're at it. I'm still missing a couple. A reissue of Throne of the Primes is in the listings. And this one's super confusing to me. It's a San Diego Comic-Con reissue. We've never seen a San Diego Comic-Con reissue. And it's even marked as SDCC again. I don't know if they are releasing it at this year's San Diego Comic-Con or if this is just some really weird additional thing that they are doing as an exclusive somewhere, but I don't know. This is odd. This one's really odd. Now, here's the thing. I don't think this one would do. I think this one would be fine just like being a package refresh. I'm not even sure this one really needs to have like the full cardboard throne, the rotating thing of primes behind him, because if it's effectively like all of that is completely inconsequential now. People don't care that like people don't even remember who else was in the vote at this point. They don't need to be sketched into the sides of the cardboard throne he comes with. I think people would be okay just like reissuing just that Optimus Primal in the season 1 colors. I would be. I kind of miss this dumb toy. So we'll see what that turns into. If it really is an SDCC reissue, that'd be super weird. And then 2 other reissues in the works. Okay, so Runabout. Okay, fine. Runabout and Runabout were annoying to get a hold of, so fine. That's fine. It's Shattered Glass Starscream. And it's the one based on the Siege version of the mold. And I sit there and I stare and I go, why? You just did a brand new version of the toy that became the original Shattered Glass Starscream. The one that this toy has accessories to mimic. And you're reissuing that one instead of just doing a proper one instead. Hasbro, what are you doing? You haven't, the Legacy United Starscream mold, you haven't even repainted it yet. It's only been done 1 time so far. Why on earth would you give us the weird imitation repaint instead of just making the real one? Like, we've got so many toys now from the original run of Shattered Glass that can be redone with the modern version of the toys. And it would be great to get, versions of those figures that don't cost hundreds of dollars each. Why are you embracing this one? I don't know. Was there really that much demand for this, or did people just want a Shattered Glass Starscream, and you could have gotten the exact same level of demand, or even more so, by just doing the Cybertron Starscream mold? Oh, it's a frustrating announcement. It's a frustrating leak. I don't like it. Let's move on to something else that's frustrating me. Like the fact that Takara is doing a Masterpiece version that's just an upscale of a retail release. They released a video showing the transformation for their upcoming MPG style gen Hot Rod. Spoiler alert, it turns into a car in the exact same way as the Studio Series mold, because it is the Studio Series mold. I don't know, man, I don't know. I'm still so salty over this one. It's like, it just seems like such a shortcut, Man, it's such a blatant shortcut. Like, Masterpiece Toys should be the pinnacle of the entire brand. I understand that Studio Series was an incredibly good Hot Rod toy. Do something different. Like, if you want me to pay premium price, just do something unique with it, please. You could at least put it in proper colors. Like, we have the maroon Hot Rod now. It's one of their most popular releases in years. Stop using the bright red, please. Anyway, if you want to see it, it's up. TFW's mirrored it, as you can see. It's on their YouTube channel as well. I don't like this. I'm moving on. Upcoming soon, we have a hard book of the ultimate visual history of Transformers, the movie. The book will bring together an eye-popping range of concept art, storyboards, and other key imagery from the Hasbro archives. So you get to see other characters from your childhood that died and you never knew. The book explores not only the movie itself, but it traces how the film continues to impact Transformers storytelling and inspire Hasbro's hugely popular toy lines. Okay, so for $50, it's basically just an art book from stuff from the original Transformers movie. Well and good. I like that. And a lot of those storyboards and everything, they've made their way online, but they've never been officially published and printed. So that'd be a nice way of just having them as like a nice hard book if that's what you're interested in. It is releasing in October, so you got plenty of time to prep for that one. There is a documentary episode for the Transformers live action movies called Icons Unearthed, Transformers documentary series. And this one is basically covering the entirety of just the Transformers history all the way back to like the original marketing, the original comic books, and then going into a lot of the live action movies. My favorite part about this is that it is very mean to Lorenzo de Bonaventura, appropriately so. Travis Knight agreed to direct, even planned to start filming in 2020. This was for Rise of the Beast. However, pressure from Lorenzo on adding more and more to the film compromised the story he wanted to, and left. They had to quickly find someone in a few weeks to replace him. Meaning that the director we had for Rise of the Beast is someone that Lorenzo hired because he was willing to let Lorenzo do whatever he wanted to the movie. And the movie bombed. So there you go. And the movie bombed for, among other reasons. Yes, there was too much going on, and there was, they tried to do too many things at once. So nothing really came out being done well. So yeah, I'm going to continue to say it. De Bonaventura is like the core reason why the movies have gotten so bad, and he needs to go. He needs to leave this franchise. Moving on to the partner companies. Okay, so now NotRab has gotten good copies of the upcoming YOLO Park, AMK, Optimus Primal, and Dinobot. I think we've seen these weekly on the news roundups for like 2 months now. So we really are kind of done seeing them, but we'll go through this really quickly just for the people who missed out on it and just for the people who just want to hear me say once again, things like this are why we need non-transforming Transformer toys in our lives, because that Dinobot looks freaking perfect and you can't capture that and still make him transform. It's just not physically possible. So, cool set. Probably getting the Dinobot myself. We will see. Way Studios, which we've already covered with these super deformed movie-based figures, and I still don't understand why there is a gold Shockwave mixed in. However, if we take a look, I mean, the offerings are already neat. I mean, this is neat. I like the idea that you actually try to do a movie Goldbug. That's funny. He's got a lot of black to him too. Is that shattered glass? Is that literally a shattered glass? Does it list it? No, it does not. It's just color variants. Okay. But the big deal here is like everything else I know. So we've seen some of this before, where they are doing figures of like a really nice Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime. But the big thing here was that they're doing a little series of G1 guys. So we see here that we don't have a close-up of these, but I can see Optimus and Megatron, obviously. It looks like we see a Jazz, a Shockwave is here, a Bumblebee is here, a Ratchet is here. We got Ironhide, Bumblebee at the top and a Bumblebee at the bottom. I don't know if they're doing double Bumble. I don't know. Still looks like we got little collectibles for Transformers on the way. And they come in Saiyan space pods for some reason. So watch out for those. And to finish us off, Reissues. I had to double click that to make sure this wasn't like some weird like thing with Reese's candy. No. They are doing blind bag chibi plushies of Transformer characters. I believe we gotten some of these before. Yeah, it's a new wave of them. So there's an Ultra Magnus, there is a Jetfire, there is a Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, there is a Wheeljack, and there's a Beast Wars Megatron, who looks adorably up to something. So there's going to be harder to get. I don't think these are American released. Yeah, and it looks like there's a big shot where we are also getting TF1 Prima, TF Prime Predaking, Ironhide Sideswipe, Optimus Primal. There's a Blitzwing. Where's the Blitzwing? Now I have to come. I see him. I see him. He's between the RC and the Sideswipe. Really random throwing in like TF1 Primes, since they barely appeared in the movie, but hey, whatever. Hey, a Blitzwing for me to never get my hands on, because these are probably Asian released only. But that is going to do it for the news. Now, like I said, we went from extremely thin news to like, oh, now I have a whole bunch to talk about. So thank you for sticking with a longer news roundup. Hope you are now caught up on your Transformer news. And as always, I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.